Good morning. Are you ready to start our history for the week? All right. Now, I need you to look in your book on this page. It's page 109. It says Quest 2. I need you to find that page in your book. When you find that page, can you very carefully tear that page out? Don't lose this page. Now, we did not do Quest 1. That was last quarter when we talked about all those different countries that we had learned about. But we are going to go ahead and do Quest 2. So what we do is we have to keep this page, okay? And I'm going to make sure and let your mom know that I need you to keep this page. And you might want to just keep it inside your book, you know, just kind of stick it inside there, because every time we find some of these clues, we're going to write the answers down. And when we're finished with our quest in the next 9 weeks, we'll use those clues to answer some questions on a little review, okay? Now, in order to know what we're going to be looking for, we have to read the questions, because we don't know what to look for if we don't know what questions are being asked. So we're going to learn this. Who developed Braille, which is writing for people who are blind? In which country was the Book of Kells created? Where is the only country in the world named for its royal family? Which is the smallest country in the world? Which country's flag has the Magen David in the center? Which is the longest river in Europe? Where will you find Glastonbury Tor? Where would you see the world's largest administrative building? In which country do they play the game Pesapayo? Which town has a special passion play every 10 years? All right, those are the 10 things that we have to find the clues. Those are clues, and we have to find the answers to those clues as we do our quest. That's why you need to keep this close by. Now, also, I think on the back of the page, you're gonna have a map, okay? And this map is going to show you the different places that we're going. So right here is going to show you. So right here, this will be where we start. No, that's 11. We'll be on 10. We'll be right here in Russia. And then we'll hop over to here. And then here. And then here. See, this is going to be our quest. Okay, and then we'll end up right here above Africa. All right, so this is where we're going to be. Now, last time when we did it, we were over in this area. We studied this area. Remember, we studied New Zealand and Australia, Malaysia, India, Japan, the Philippines. We studied all of these areas. Okay, so we're going to be in the area of Europe now. Okay, so make sure you keep that page close by. Well, my page is upside down. There we go. All right, so we are ready to begin our next quest, and we're going to start in Russia. All right, so let's look here. Over to Russia by railroad. It's time for another quest. Are you ready? Get your ticket handy and let's hop on the train, because we're heading to the country of Russia, which is partly in Asia, the largest part, and partly in Europe, the part with the most people. As they say in Ireland, Slán Abel, which means come home safe. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I probably did not. There is much to see in Russia. So where do we begin? Well, how about there? St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. Look at that. Look at the architecture. You know what these look like sitting on top of there? They look like candy kisses, don't they? Sitting on top of those buildings. This is St. Basil's Cathedral. It's in Moscow. This cathedral or church was ordered to be built by Russian leader Ivan Vasilevich between 1555 and 1561. He was better known as Ivan the Terrible. Here's a picture of him. He looks kind of terrible, doesn't he? Makes it clear he wasn't a very nice guy, was he? These domes sitting up here, it says they look like onions, but to me they look more like candy kisses. They were given those wondrous painted colors in the 1670s. You see how different colors they're painted? Now, a long time ago, leaders of Russia were known as czars. You see this word? It starts with a C, but the C is silent. We just call it a czar. That was the name. Like the leader of our country is called the president. Well, a long time ago, the leaders of Russia were called czars. That was a title that came from ancient Rome. There's a train. And the title of Caesar. Look at the next page here. Okay, Caesar. Czar came from the Roman word Caesar. So the last czar of Russia was Nikolai Alexandrovich Romanov. He was known by some as Nikolai the Bloody, which means he probably wasn't the nicest guy either. The czars were not voted for like presidents, and a lot of people were not happy with the czars anymore, so they forced Nikolai from power during the revolution of 1917. Do you like eating eggs? How about eating fish eggs? Well, that's a big thing in Russia. A very expensive food from Russia's Caspian Sea is called caviar. You ever heard of caviar? And basically, it's the eggs of sturgeon fish all soaked in a salty mix. Does that sound delicious to you? Ew, not to me. A unique place to visit is the city of Arkhangelsk in Russia. The name of the city means archangel, and the archangel Michael is part of the city's coat of arms. He is shown fighting the devil. The city was founded way back in 1584, and it's the oldest Arctic port of the country, which means it's way up in the cold parts of Russia. They ship out lots of lumber from the forest here, which is how many people in the area make their money. This is the city of Yulgich on the Volga River. It looks kind of like where we live, doesn't it? Doesn't look much different. You know what else you'll find here? The longest river in Europe. That would be the Volga in Russia, almost 2,300 miles long. And the highest mountain in Europe, well, that's here too. It's Mount Elbrus at 18,510 feet tall. Now, I think, didn't we have a clue for our quest? And it asked about the longest river in Europe. Can you look back at your quest page? Remember the quest page? It would be this page right here. Remember our quest? Look at number 9. No, where'd it go? Number 6. Look at the clue. Which is the longest river in Europe? We found it, didn't we? It was back on page 112. Look back there on page 12. It said the longest river in Europe. That would be the Volga in Russia. So let's go back over here to our quest and write down that clue right here on number 6. The Volga River. Let me get my thing ready so I can write. Let's write it right here. The longest river in Europe is it says it was the Volga River. We have to uppercase river too, because that's the name of it. Are you writing this down on your quest page? You better. You're going to need it. The longest river in Europe is the Volga River. All right, let's go back to the page that we were on. Page 112. Okay. let's see. So we learned about the longest river in Europe and the highest mountain in Europe, but it didn't ask us that question, did it? All right, let's look at this page. This is our last page for the day. Look, there's those little candy kiss things on top of those buildings, isn't it? There's a place in northern Russia called the Solovetsky Islands, which are rocky and barren. There's a monastery there that has also been used as a prison. The Christian monks here raised vegetables as well as beautiful roses in this very cold place. The Upinska Church from the 16th century is still an active place for people to worship the Lord. There's that church. How would you like to go there for church? It looks cold, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a very cold, cold place. There it is. This is those islands where they have that monastery. There's nothing there. It's rocky and barren, it said. That means there's nothing there. It's just kind of yucky there. It's kind of pretty. I might like to go there for a visit. I bet it's neat to worship in that church. It says that it was built in the 16th century. Do you know that would be the 1500s? That means it was built about 500 years ago. Wow. What are some of the things that you learned about Russia today? Tell me. I want you to say them out loud. We learned about the longest river in Europe is in Russia. We also learned that Russia is so big, part of it is in Asia and part of it is in Europe. And part of it's very, very cold there too. We learned about some of their czars, Ivan the Terrible, and then that other guy, the bloody guy. Ooh. All right. So today for your assignment, I want you to write on your thankful page, okay? All right. And make sure, put your Quest collector card, stick it inside your book so you don't lose it, okay? Because we're going to need it for a while. All right. That's all for today.